Good morning, everyone. This is your ICBA daily news update for Tuesday, November 21st. I'm Jordan Bateman. I'm Vice President Communications here at the Independent Contractors and Businesses Association, Canada's largest construction association. I'm going to give you the heads up today on three things. First, the new inflation number from Statistics Canada, some new construction numbers, and an old political trick that just delays the inevitable. For links to the sources, please visit icbaindependent.ca. I'd post them here on Facebook for you, but I can't because of the Trudeau government's foolish, repressive Online News Act. That cannot go away soon enough. All right, the latest inflation numbers are out, and the Consumer Price Index in Canada slowed to 3.1% in October. That's down from 3.8% last month. The experts at Desjardins Economics, they think that this likely closes the door, thank God, on future interest rate hikes, especially in light of a Bank of Montreal analysis that showed that mortgage interest costs are now the leading driver of inflation in Canada. So just think about this vicious cycle that we now find ourselves in. Government overspends. Remember yesterday we talked about how about 40% of inflation was caused by government overspending during, well, I was going to say during the pandemic, but frankly, ever since they got elected in 2015. So we know that. Now we're down to the point where, okay, it's actually mortgage interest rates going up. That's increasing the cost of housing, both for owners and for renters. That now drives inflation. So raising mortgage interest rates isn't going to solve that particular inflation problem. So hopefully Desjardins is right for the millions of us who have to refinance our mortgages this year, or 2024 or in 2025. All right, speaking of Statistics Canada, the latest construction numbers are out. And in September 2023, Canada saw a notable uptick in investment in building construction, which increased by 5.3% to reach $18.9 billion nationwide. Now, this growth was led by the residential sector, which rose by more than 7% to $12.9 billion. But Alberta and British Columbia have contrasting trends. In Alberta, there was good news. Significant 10.6% boost in residential investment. That's very important. You're going to see later this month from ICBA Alberta, a new research document that looks at Alberta housing costs and how they are creeping up to join the national average. So far, they've been below average, but they are rising faster than the national average, which means housing in Alberta is getting more expensive. But, you know, a big boost in residential investment, that would help stem that tide. And speaking of Alberta, by the way, that multi-unit construction number was especially strong. Multi-unit construction surged by 21.6%. That's the largest monthly increase in that particular category since April 2018. However, BC, more bad news on the housing front. You want cheaper housing. This is not how we get there. We experienced a downturn in the residential construction sector with investment dropping by 4% last month. Okay, and then our final story. It's a political tale as old as time. After a big loss by the Trudeau government yesterday, when the Federal Court of Canada struck down their stupid 2022 plastics ban. By the way, stupid is an editorial comment by me because I hate those dumb paper straws. Environment Minister Steven Guilbeault announced the feds would appeal to the Supreme Court of Canada. This despite the fact that this law lost on all three counts it was challenged on. But this is a classic political stalling technique, throwing out more of your money on legal fees to try and save a thoroughly discredited law. It also punts it down the road, perhaps past the next election, and Trudeau and Guilbeault would love that, although I don't think they're back after the next election. Anyways, it's a cynical, it's an expensive, and it's a corrosive move. But what do you expect from a government that is increasingly appears to be on its very last legs? All right, well, that's it for me for today. Later today, we'll see the federal economic update from Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland. Don't hold your breath for much good news there, as the free spenders in Ottawa are seeing their chickens come home to roost. But we will have some analysis from our chief economist here at ICBA, Jock Finlayson, and so keep an eye out for that later today. Easy for me to say, but in the meantime, hope you have a great day, and I'll be back tomorrow with another ICBA news update.